Hey, what's good, y'all? Just Thawahgabar, Black Authentic Truth, man. It was something I wanted to talk about. A little experience I had yesterday when I was at work, and so I drive trucks, and I was going to a warehouse I'd never been to before, and I get there, and as I roll up, I see that there's a brother in a guard shack. I don't know if he could hear me or not, so I hit the brakes, right? He comes out. He immediately tells me, basically, I need to back up because I'm too far in the middle. Now, this is one of those gates that it opens and closes from both sides. It's automatic gate. And so, okay, I say fine. The way he said it was kind of rude, but I didn't think none of it because it's my Friday. I'm looking forward to today, the following day, so I can work on a few designs that I did, shirt designs, and it's Friday. You feel good on a Friday, like everybody do. You feel like okay, you know, I'm about to be getting off, and so the brother, so I backed up, I rolled back up. He immediately says, "Who you here for?" Now, mind you, I drive CDL for Amazon, and I say, it's an Amazon load. And he says sarcastically, "Yeah, I know that," like, you know, unnecessarily, right? So I'm like, okay. And mind you, I got my sunshades on. I got my sunglasses on, and he's like, "Yeah, well, like, I don't know if you're supposed to be over here on this side. What do you got?" I'm like, "It's just an empty." So I had an empty load, and I was coming to pick up a load, right? I was going to drop an empty trailer, pick up a load. I did not, all of the reference numbers or, load IDs he was calling out, I hadn't heard before. So I know what I have, and I know what usually all I need to, get checked in or whatnot. So he says, "Well, you don't know where you're supposed to be at." Like I'm like, "Bruh, chill out." So I read to him the address. He said, "Oh, you're supposed to be on the other side." And he said, and I'm like, "Yeah, I don't think I have the right. I don't have the load for what you asking for. They didn't give me none of that information." He said, "Well, that's stupid." And I'm looking at him, mind you, the way that I'm positioned in the truck, the sun is facing me. The sun is like it's like 6 o'clock. So the sun is facing me, and I'm looking down at him. This is a you know shorter brother, dark skinned, bald headed. So I took my glasses off so I could look at him in his face, man to man. You know what I'm saying? Like eye to eye, like, bro, like, are you serious? Now I kept it professional. I didn't say anything out of line or nothing like that. But this brother was hella rude, hella unprofessional, right? So I say, well, he say, well, okay, yeah, I'm gonna let you do a U-turn because you got to go that way. So he opens the gate, both sides of the gate open, and I'm like, he didn't even have to ask me to back up. He could have I could have just stayed right where I was at. So that whole thing was just some BS. You know what I mean? And then I go in there, I swoop real and bust a U inside the yard. By the time I'm coming back, because I was gonna tell him, like, you're unprofessional, bro. He hurry up and scurried into the little guard shack or whatnot, and went to the other side. Just had a horrible time trying to get into the yard. Couldn't get in contact with anyone. Went to the other side. It was a sister, kind of tall, very she was rude too. You know what I mean? And I didn't get anywhere. You know what I mean? So I ended up not even dropping the load. It don't matter to me. I get paid anyway, but end up not even dropping the load. But I brought this story up to say like how rude we can be to one another as black people. You know what I'm saying? And one second, let me position this so I can do this real quick. Yeah, just to say like how rude we can be to one another. We can be hella rude to one another. And mind you, I don't expect I don't expect, you know, black people to automatically treat black people a certain kind of way. But when you're working, there's a level of professionalism. You know what I'm saying? There's a level of professionalism you're supposed to have. Point blank. Now, when I go to work, like we all do, I code switch. I am not the person at work that I am at home. I'm not that person that you see on Black Authentic Truth. You know what I'm saying? And I tell people at work, when they try to inquire about me, I be like, listen, I am not the same person at work that I am at home. I'm a totally different person. You would be shocked to know how I really move, how I get down, and what I do. But I keep it professional. I keep it professional, and it's just it's a sad thing because black people, we have so much animosity and hatred a lot of times without even knowing each other. You know what I'm saying? If I was a brother in a different mentality, that definitely could have went a different way. Because everybody don't give a fuck about their job. Everybody don't care about their job like that, or don't think about consequences, or don't think about, how they carry themselves and how they respond to disrespect or how they respond to rudeness. We know that. We know a lot of black people don't think like that. Don't think like, you know what I mean? What's going to happen if I cuss this woman out? What's going to happen if I tee off on this nigga? What's going to happen? Like a lot of us don't think like that, but we do. We do need to think like that. We do need to always keep things in perspective and understand that the devil want to destroy us. A demon almost hopped on me. It almost did, but I kept it pushing. Demon almost hopped on your boy. You know what I mean? What I represent is what I represent. So I can't, I can't let something like that throw me off my square. I got too many things I got to get done. I got too many people that look up to me. I got too many people depending on me. And that's just the real. That's just the real. You know what I'm saying? Like, too much to lose. But when it comes to our people, it's crazy how we act towards one another. And I can't even say, because a lot of people will say, well, yeah, that's a security guard. He mad at his job, or he brought his job he brought his problems from home to work. I wouldn't even say that. I would just say that a lot of times what you find is a lot of people, not just black people, that are unprofessional, and they shouldn't be in a position. Not saying that I want to see somebody starve or not eat. They shouldn't even have that job, because they don't know how to properly conduct themselves and do the job. They don't know how to be professional. And sometimes that should be a learning lesson, a life learning lesson. Like, there's a certain way you talk to people, you deal with people. When you're in a job function where you have to talk to people and communicate regularly, you should know how to do that smoothly so that interactions go by smoothly. People don't know how to do that these days. And black, white, whatever, they don't need to have the job. They don't deserve the job. There's somebody else that'll appreciate that job and do that job perfectly. But as black people, man, we need to step it up, man. We need to step it up. And I said jokingly to myself, like, what? Damn, nigga, what? I disturbed you while you was watching Netflix? Is you upset that you couldn't finish your Netflix movie because the building wasn't busy? There was no trucks coming in and out. It was obviously nothing going on, but it was a really big building, real big building. It was like, I say it was about, from the front, it spanned about 3 blocks, and from the side, the length was about 5 blocks, city blocks. It was a huge warehouse with 2 sides of dock doors on each side. But I'm like, obviously, you upset at something else and you don't know how to talk to anybody. And then I thought also, like, imagine how this type of person, this type of man talks to his woman or treats his children if he had children or if he had a woman with that type of, rudeness. Like terribly, horribly rude. You don't have to be that damn rude. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be rude like that. Look, this is what I'm doing. Let's see. Pull it up. Back to authentic history. Right? But yeah, you don't have to be rude like that. It's no reason to be rude like that. I just don't see no reason to even, you know, move like that at work unless you a person that's running a security company and you're the boss to where you don't have no oversight and can't nobody tell you nothing, and so you done got comfortable and you can just be how you want to be and can't nobody do nothing about it. Can't nobody complain about you, make a complaint on you. You still gonna have your job because you got a good relationship with the owner of the property or whatever the case may be. But yeah, man, we got to do better. We got to do better. Let me know what y'all think about what I just said. Have you ever had an experience where you came across a black person and they were terribly rude and it was uncalled for? Put it in the comments, y'all. With that, peace.